Have a seat in my chair with Brittany Nicole. This show is about unlocking the vault on all things hair, from texture, lifestyle, and the psychological effects that we go through from day to day dealing with our hair. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hello, everybody. So happy to be back. This is actually getting kind of fun, and I'm getting excited. Every time I have to podcast, I tell everyone, I'm like, you guys, I cannot hang out. I can't go. I'm podcasting, and I have to get back to the people that listen to me because I'm so grateful. Anyway, so I hope everyone had a good week. I had a good week, but it was a very tiring week. It's 4:30. It's August 18th. And I am so happy to just be off of work, my job is so laborious and it just zaps me. It takes a lot out of my soul, but I'm happy I do it all for you guys, and I hope you guys had a pretty good, fulfilling week as well. But we are back at episode 8, and I have a person that I want to shout out. And what's cool is I actually met this lady before. She is someone that I've been looking up to for a long time, and she created this haircut. It's called an air cut, actually, AIR cut. And I don't know, some of you guys may know that I went to LA last year or 2 years ago to go learn how to do it. It was super cool. We had to go to the L'Oreal headquarters, which were, where was it? Somewhere near the airport in LA. Anyway, and it was like a 2-day class, and it was fun. And the lady's name who taught the class is Tippi Shortwe. She is an icon in the industry. Let me read you guys all the things that she does. So, she's a Mizani Global Artistic Director, L'Oreal Professional Color Artist, Techspert Collective co-founder, Global Artistry Council co-founder, and the co-creator of the summit and the awards. That's a lot. That's just some of it. Not only that, she's a celebrity hairstylist. She's done so many people, but just to name a few: Alicia Keys, Kim Kardashian, and Regina King. And she was actually the first African-American spokesperson for Pantene. She owns her own salon in Kansas City. She's just she's still killing it. And she's been in the industry for a very, very long time. And I just think that, I love seeing people that still have passion for their career after so long, because sometimes I'm I know I still have a long way to go, but I'm in the middle of the journey. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'm forget this crap. I think I want to go work at the bank or something. I'm so tired. Being a quote unquote successful person can take a lot out of you. So when you see somebody who's an entrepreneur and who also has to work in politics and advocate for people on the larger scale of the beauty industry, is super inspirational. And it also gives me motivation to have other things to look forward to. And I think that's why a lot of us can lose sight of what we want to do, because we may not have somebody to look at to motivate us to keep pushing for more and switching up the vibe of what we're doing. So shout out to her. But speaking of Mizani, before I continue, I want to kind of highlight a product that I like to use from Mizani. It's a deep conditioner, and I know people ask me all the time, what's a really good deep conditioner I can use? My hair is so dry, blah, blah, blah. Mizani has a deep conditioner, well, a conditioning treatment, or you can use it as a deep conditioner or a quick little treatment. It's called the Intense Hydration Mask. It's in a jar. I don't know if it says mask. I think it's they only have one thing in a jar that says intense hydration. It's mask or moisture or conditioner or something. And I'm sorry, this is bad information. I'll put the correct title of it in the bio. But it's really good. You can see results in like 3 to 5 minutes, or you can put it under a plastic cap and let it sit for like 30 minutes if you really need to bring some moisture back in the hair, which will also help you preserve your silk press a little longer if your hair is feeling dry. So just want to highlight that. So that leads me to the topic of today, and that is when you have hold on, before I say the topic, I just want to go on a little bit of something that I experienced this week that really kind of I'm gonna go ahead and say irritate. I can't figure out a better word right now, but irritate is all I could think of. And it's really just because people in public places, especially at my job, which is what I'm talking about, sometimes really just don't know how to act. So I'm at work and one of my clients brought a friend, and her and the friend was so loud and yelling and screaming across the salon the whole time. And I was so embarrassed. And I just want to say that if you're going to bring somebody to a salon, an appointment, anywhere that's like where you need to have some sort of class or some, like, you just need to know how to act, like, can you please just like keep it at a volume 5? We don't need to go to 10. Tell them to come to you so you can talk. Like, you don't need to scream back and forth across the salon. Like, it's so cringy for the person that's working for you. And in my case, usually I would tell somebody, can you pipe down or something? But like, when someone is a bit older than me, I feel kind of like, is it okay for me to tell this grown person like 20, 30 years older than me to be quiet? Like, I just haven't figured out how to navigate telling somebody that could be my mom to be quiet. And then when it's like a money transaction at the end, I don't know, it's just awkward for me. But I just want to say, be mindful of the people that are working on you. And if they're working with other people, sometimes can you just chill out, please? Because it's very awkward for somebody to kind of tell you, a grown person, how you should be acting in public when they are at their job. Because you don't want someone coming to your job acting a fool. So just because the salon can be chill and lax or whatever, it's still someone's workplace. So if you know someone doing that, or if you're doing that, just a reminder to please not do that. Unless the salon is empty and it's just you guys to yourself. Okay, that's all I want to say on that. Now, the topic of today is when a stylist has a plan for someone's hair and they go and mess it up. This is probably like one of my biggest pet peeves, because I really, really care. Anyone that I work on could tell you, like, when I'm invested in your hair, like I said in the other episodes, I am like a freaking detective, and I can see if something is going good or something is going bad. I think that I think that if you're paying money for somebody to fix you or help you, and then you go and ruin it in between, it's like, what is the point of this relationship? I think if you're like, hey, I want to grow my hair, Brittany, I want to grow my hair, and I'm like, okay, this is what we got to do. We got to keep your ends trim. You got to stop curling it. You have to, or stop putting excessive heat, I should say. You can curl your hair when necessary, but don't do it when it's not necessary. You're going to have to sleep on silk pillowcases. You have to wrap your hair up. You know, like, you're going to have to baby your hair if you're trying to get these results, right? Or if it's, I want to go blonde one day, or I want to get really light color, or I want these certain type of extensions. But in the meantime, me trying to get you there, you go and derail us off the road so far to where I can't even try to get you on track. Or if we're trying to grow something like edges out and you keep pulling them out, or you keep doing things that are like making you not have edges anymore, now I'm feeling some type of way, because I'm like, I think you want me to break up with you. I think that you would like to end this relationship. I think that you want to stay bad, or not bad, but I think you want to stay the same and not progress. Same thing as if you go to a personal trainer, they're trying to get you skinny, you keep eating burritos and cake, and you don't work out, you don't do what they say. You go to the doctor, you have high cholesterol, and you keep freaking eating fatty food or whatever gives you bad cholesterol. The dentist, you go to the dentist, you say, I don't want these cavities no more, and all you do is drink freaking Coca-Cola all day. Same thing with hair. The thing with me is, I break up with people because I don't know if you guys realize, but a good service provider will actually put energy into you, and they actually care. I know that it's rare for you guys to come across a good service provider that does care, but the ones that do need some respect, okay? And we want to feel like we're working as a team to get you where you need to be. That means we're going to have accountability. We're going to have check-ins. We're going to be checking on your mental health in between, because that's where a lot of it goes wrong, is our issues get in the way of the path and the journey. So we go backwards because it's like, oh, well, I was going to work or I needed to be cute. And so, you know, I didn't wrap my hair up because I had a date and I didn't want him to see me with my scarf on. So, and he had cotton pillowcases and freaking flannel or whatever. And so now you come back, track on the ground or hanging off, freaking edges all tattered up. He don't have nothing that you need to keep yourself together, and you just let it happen. Why? And then you come up in here with me and you're like, so my hair, it's kind of a mess because remember that guy that I told you, well, we hung out and yeah, and I'm over here like, is he paying for this? Because he's over here ripping up weaves and leaving them on the ground, and I don't see his credit card at the end of this appointment. So think about that too. But not only that, it's, oh, I was sweating and I didn't know what to do. So I just gave up and I just stopped wrapping my hair. And now, but then I had to go somewhere. So I had to put so much heat on it because, you know, I didn't think I was going somewhere, but then I ended up going somewhere. So I had to like get a pressing comb, and I'm like, oh, that's what all those burn marks are on the back of your neck. Okay. Why are you using the pressing comb and the one that's on the stove? You don't even have like a digitally controlled heating element at all. Like, you're just going for the gusto, but you forgot that you have goals and you want to get from A to B. So we before we act and before we make a decision on how we're going to proceed with maintaining our hair, I want you to think about, where are you on your journey, and can you afford to take out that hot comb and put it on your edges? Or do you really just need to wait until you really, 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 really have to? I mean, the things that I see where it's just like, I feel like I'm just starting to feel like either you really just don't know what to do, or you're really just lazy, or you're just lying like you care and you really don't care. So I would like to have more of a clearing type of vibe where it's like, Brittany, I just want to look cute when I come in here. And in between, I don't care. Or I would like my hair to do this, but I really don't know if I am capable of getting it there. Or like, can you please help and guide me to get to the place that I want to go? I would love that type of conversation versus me trusting that you're actually listening to my advice, only for you to come back with less hair and more damage. It's kind of rude, honestly. But maybe I take things too personally. I don't know. I had a client who was suffering with some hair loss, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I want my hair to grow, like it's so thin. I don't know what to do." And I'm just like, okay, well, the number one thing you should do when your hair is under duress is leave it alone, right? Like, you need to leave it alone. And also too, there was like breakage, and it was dry, and like so many things. And like sometimes people come to me that way, and I need to repair it. Or sometimes I'm like doing my best, and then things are happening at home that doesn't get revealed until later. Because a lot of times I'll ask and be like, "What are you doing? Like, what's happening?" And they're like, "Nothing. I don't do nothing. Nothing is happening." And then I'll find out later, yeah, I don't tie it up. I don't put any type of care into my hair at all. I have nothing to wrap it, no scarf, no nothing. And I'm just like, oh, so this whole time I'm under the impression that you're actually like helping me help you, and you're lying. So anyway, back to the story. So she's like, I want my hair to grow. And I'm like, and we have all these problems, right? There's hair loss, like I said, breakage, dryness, whatever. But every time she came into the salon, it was a mess. I'm like, how did you go from the way that you left into, I see you trying to make some baby hairs, which is a whole nother story, because those make me mad, and I get it, but I do not get it. Then I see on Instagram, in between, you got all these styles trying to be like these other people or whatever. And then I see burn marks, heat, like little scabs and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, didn't you also like get your hair done by someone else? Because I saw in your pictures that like when you went to this place, you had this done and whatever. And they're just like, oh yeah, I did. And and I'm just like, you either gotta care or not care. And if you don't care, don't stress me out like you care. Don't stress your stylist out like you care and you don't care. Because some of us actually care more about your hair than you care about it. So I think that everyone just needs to be honest about your needs and what you want, because it's just unfair sometimes to the service provider. And that's all I have to say on this situation. I'll get into more detail later as we go on, but it's just something to be mindful about. I think the main thing I want everyone to take away from that topic is don't ask for something that you don't really want or that you aren't really going to commit to, because the person that you're asking for, and this can go for a lot of things, so not even just hair, it can go for relationships, work, or whatever. But like if you're involving another person and helping you reach your desires and you're not up for the brunt work or the grunt work of it, maybe don't ask. Because when it comes to them putting more energy into you than you, now you're being toxic and you're being terrible and it's mean and rude. But that's all I have to say on that. I'm going to leave you guys with a quote. I don't know who said this quote, but I thought it was fitting for this episode. Trust is the glue that holds relationships together. And if you want to keep your hairstylist, she's got to trust you and you got to trust her. And if you trust her, she probably can give you everything that you want. But if she doesn't trust you, the tables may turn and she may stop caring. Okay, well, you guys have a good one, and I will talk with you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, rate my show, and if you have any questions, hit me on yourewelcometosit@gmail.com. Bye.